Hey yo, it's time to roar, get loud, let's ignite. Jeremy B in the house, we keeping it tight. Every weekday at 11, we ready to ride. Lions Talk Live, come and join the pride. Waking up early, it's that morning grind. Tune in to the show, leave the troubles behind. Jeremy B's the king, with the voice like thunder. Every word he spits, it's a lyrical wonder. Got the lions around, sharp and fierce. When we hear one pride, you can't help but feel your heart pierce. Talking all the topics, keep it real, keep it raw. With a lion's mentality, we're ready for the roar. One pride, it feels right. Jeremy B bringing the heat, morning light. Every weekday at 11 we taking flight. Lions Talk Alive, yeah, we ready to bite. One pride, hear us loud. Jeremy's in the zone, making us proud.
This is a Huddle Sports Network broadcast. You can find us on Roku TV, Amazon Fire TV, Facebook, and of course YouTube. Get all your NFL news here first.
All right, it is just me tonight. The fans decided to bitch out. Fuck it. I'm going to put the link into the chat if anybody's interested in joining me right here on YouTube. Because you know what? I don't care anymore. I love having the fans here. It's what I do this for. I did it so fans can talk with me, find out what they thought my insights were. So here you go. You want to hop on? Hop on. Megan Gallcrogger, how are you? There isn't a lot of news out there. Dan Skipper became an offensive line assistant to Hank Fraley. All right. Hello, Megan. Let me change it so we can see you a little better. There.
Sorry, I just realized I'm eating.
I don't.
Oh, sorry, I'm having lunch because I'm starving. But hey,
That's
thank
good.
you. Thank you for the clip that you had.
Giving credit to you? Yeah.
Oh, I saw it on YouTube and all my. Hey, Michael. Hi,
I think so.
Yeah, I think
Go
they
back.
are.
Well, hey, Vinny, if you want to hop in, you're more than welcome to. I got room. I don't mind talking to
jump
it
in
back.
while I finish eating quickly. It's like 3 mouthfuls, and I'll go and put the stuff in this.
If you want to go off camera while you do it and still talk,
yeah, keep talking to me. I'll just finish. It's literally 3 bites, and yeah. But I was on actually just before I go off camera. I think you're looking darn good. I was on the Roar of the Lions UK.
Anthony. I saw
Anthony, yeah. And I had a couple of questions, but I think you're probably to me, you're in a lot better shape once Ant explained the cap and, free agents than I thought you were.
Right. We're at negative $7.5 million. It's not horrible. It's easily worked out.
Yeah. And
you restructure Goff.
About restructuring and whatnot. Yeah.
Right. People say to restructure Amon-Ra. I felt he earned his salary last season. I wouldn't touch Amon-Ra with a 10-foot pole.
I can see arguments to restructuring him and then not. So I could see it both ways. I think you need to keep him. And I think if I was your GM, he's one of the ones.
He's one of the last ones I'd restructure. Let's put it this way.
Yeah, he'd be one of the ones I'd try to sign again without a restructure, but have in the back of my mind, if worse came to worse, restructure option is there, if that makes sense.
The guy I would restructure right now after Goff is Aleem McNeil. He did not earn his salary for his first year.
Who was that, Jeremy? You broke up a little.
Aleem McNeil, our defensive tackle, who had one good game after he came back from injury and fell apart through the last 10 weeks. He did not look the same. He wasn't collapsing the pocket. Although the pocket collapsed from our defensive tackles, that made a difference.
What was his injury?
Last year he had an ACL. He had surgery to repair it. He came back on time. He came out like a gangbuster versus the Buccaneers when we won that game. And then it was kind of bad after that. Smoking Dad. So
yeah, okay. Yeah,
what I told you in the email, I'm not putting out public yet because I
Oh,
have to
let me
take
check
care
the
of things.
email. Hang
Remember
on.
what I told you my good news was?
Oh, that good news.
I'm not
Yes.
I'm not going
I
public.
haven't said it. I haven't told anyone yet. That's
Yeah.
your news to tell, brother. But yeah,
When I have taken care of all the loose ends, I will make that public news for everybody.
yeah, of course. Not my story to tell, brother, but I'm so proud of you.
It's been a long, rough road, 4 years of blood, sweat, and tears to get there.
Yeah, and if anyone deserves it, I can think of one person who deserves it more, and that's Brandon from the Hawk's Nest. But you're up there. Sorry, I'm still eating. It's a little hot
That's
up.
okay.
Yeah, I think the Lions are in good shape. I didn't realize like the restructures until Ant was explaining it. And it's like, okay, that's not as bad as I thought.
And if Glasgow retires or gets cut, we save another 5 to 7 million right there. That takes care of what you're under the cap already. Just getting rid of Glasgow.
He was saying you're targeting Tyler Linderbaum if you could or not.
I wish people wouldn't do this before the team re-signing period happens.
Yeah, no. I asked about free agency, and he said if he could target anyone, it'd be Linderbaum. So it was my question.
And it wouldn't be Connor McGovern for me. I would go a little bit lower.
To who? I will, in the spirit of disclosure, tell you I've not even looked at scouting yet. I'll do it in the next few weeks. So, and free agency and all of that, I have not even looked.
I could forward you about 28 different draft profiles I've written.
If you want to save me some work, brother, I won't say no. I won't say no. I usually aim for 300 and to 350, but this year's class, I'm not looking forward to trying to sit through, to be honest. But yeah, hey, if you want to,
in our division though, you look at what teams have lost in the coaching room, and everybody made fun of the Lions last year for losing everybody. The one that lost the most out of their coaching room is the Packers.
True, and we look like, well, we've lost Kubiak and looking at losing a few others. So yeah, I'll be right back, Jeremy. I'm going to get rid of the dishes, and I'll be right back.
No problem. Yinzer, what's up, my brother? Good to see you. But yeah, I agree. I would build through the draft. I would go for mid-tier to lower-tier talent, and I'm not talking about injury-prone players. I'm talking about guys that are not considered. But yeah. So other than that, we signed our former retired offensive lineman Skipper to be the assistant to Hank Fraley. As someone who's been a part of this system since before even Campbell got here, that Skipper and Fraley both, I think it was a great move by the Lions to bring him in as an assistant offensive line coach, because we have seen 2 years in a row that Hank Fraley has been approached for offensive coordinator jobs. He's turned them down. But there's going to be a time when he's going to take that job. Right. And it'd be nice to have somebody that learned underneath him, not only as a player, but also as a coach, on how he coaches.
Yeah, that's a good point. Thanks, Rowdy Roddy Piper, for the quote too.
Yeah, it's great. Right from They Live.
Indeed. Movie. Oh, one of the funniest things, without being intentionally funny, you know, one of those movies that you just laugh at because it's so corny. Yeah. That's interesting, because I'm always concerned, you know, I guess for us, it's the price of having good coaching staff. You know, we did it to the Ravens with Mike Mack. You get 1 year, we got 1 year out of Kubiak, and it was this year. and then they move on. My only complaint with the whole process is if you've got a coach, whether it's an assistant, coordinator, whatever, and they're in the Super Bowl like Clint was, leave them the F alone till after the Super Bowl, or at least the playoffs. Because how distracting has to be to say you got 6 interviews. Oh, yeah, I've got the playoffs. Then, oh, look, I'm in the Super Bowl. That was the one thing that drove me mad. I didn't care that. I mean, I loved the way he called, and I would have loved
time, he has to have permission from your GM and the coach to do.
Yeah, you were saying that. I didn't realize that. I thought that he could
they
just
have
say,
to ask,
"Oh."
They have to ask permission to talk to coaches that are under contract for another team. The other team has to ask that team for permission first. So my thing is there used to be a rule up until either 2016 or 2018 that they couldn't talk to coaches that were in the playoffs.
That. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. And
I don't know when it changed, but I hate it. And lo and behold, the one, the only, MDE is in the house. How you doing, brother?
Oh, back again, my dear. Oh, look, it's Slim Shady back again.
Yes, I couldn't resist. I saw you didn't have anybody, and then Megan jumped in, and I was in the process. So, thanks for having me back. I appreciate it.
Always.
Hang on, Jeremy. A glutton for punishment or just plain stupid? Discuss amongst yourselves, children.
No,
I'm kidding. It's good to see you.
No, Megan, I eat the humble crow. I eat the humble.
No, you did.
The humble hawk.
I have to say, you owned it, brother. Kudos to you. I'm still chasing 2 bets that to Steelers friends of mine, funnily enough, who said they'd wear Seahawks jerseys if they haven't. They will be. So kudos to you for owning it, brother.
I put up the Cage Kitty picture for Kitty Ken after doing the truffle shuffle as part of that bet.
Yes, I did see that. Anyway, sorry, Jeremy, to derail you.
It is what it is. That being said, MDE, what do you think? Do you agree with me that this was a good move, bringing back Skipper as the offensive line assistant coach under Fraley after playing for him ever since the Matt Patricia era?
Absolutely. There's something to be said about cohesiveness, consistency. There's so much change right now in the coaching landscape. Look at how many coordinators left, not just head coaches in the NFL this past season, but how many coordinators. That carousel was spinning out of control. When you go from head coach to coordinators, people forget about the position coaches, how important they are to the structure of a team. Amen. Now, go to the line. What are the 2 most important aspects of a football team that nobody talks about? The offensive line and the defensive line. If you don't have strength there, you don't win games. The Seahawks just won a Super Bowl because of that defensive line. Right?
100%.
That's it. And their offensive line made New England's offensive line look like a junior high team out of Montana.
No, let's be honest. Primary school to middle school, at least. Okay, you're being generous there.
You're right.
MDE, you're being generous. But yeah, good point. And my thing, as I said to Jeremy before you joined us, is I loved our run. It was brilliant. Some of Coombs' calling, okay, didn't get it, but didn't matter in the end. How distracting it must have been. Now, Jeremy has told me that the Seahawks have to give permission for him to have the interviews, but to be thinking one side of the brain, okay, I got the championship game against the Rams, which we have to win. Oh, good God, we did that. We're in the Super Bowl. Meanwhile, I've got the Ravens knocking on the door wanting interviews. Like, I mean, Yinza, I don't live in the New England in the States, but where I live in Australia, in New South Wales, it's called the New England. So, and it's also called the Northwest. So, I didn't like the fact that it seems that every second day, yes, we were talking about the run, the defense, or the team, but we're also talking, is Kubiak staying? Is he going? It's distracting me as a fan. So what was it like for the team? So
it is distracting because look, we saw it when Aaron Glenn and Ben Johnson checked out. They had two of their most vanilla play called games versus the Commanders that year
Exactly.
in the
Yes.
divisional round. And it bit us in the butt. We still scored 31 points because we are that good of an offense. But our defense, after Amik Robinson got hurt, because you say what you want, he was the last of our starters we had playing in that game. And they went 0-2 on their drives on scoring. As soon as he
Right.
broke his arm and he was out for the game and we had to put Kendall Vildor out there, oof, it was bad. And the luckiest bounce off of a half-inch wide rubber-coated piece of steel I ever seen.
Mm, mm.
When Vildor was in position for the interception and it went through his hands like he used Derrick Henry's butter glove, hit his face mask and bounced perfectly to Brandon
That's
Ayuk.
back. Yeah.
That was so disheartening. It cut to the core. But even more, you bring up the point, Jeremy. Glenn had no answer. He just had no response to how to adapt and how to pivot on the fly. I'm really hoping that no matter what happens in the future, the Lions are prepared to just make changes and just adapt to the situation. We did that at times this past season. There were times that we were great at that, especially on defense. So I'm hoping.
And the biggest thing that I saw, and I'm going to attribute this to why the defense looked so bad towards the end of the season, and it was even bad in the beginning, but we were having just enough time of possession without converting third downs all the time
Right.
that we were able to win games early. But later on, when the drives were going 3 and out instead of 6 and out, or 7 and out, or 9 and out, that's time of possession that isn't being given to our defense to rest. Our defense got gassed, and we started getting gashed in the second half over and over again. And the same thing would happen. It's happened every year since Dan Campbell, Ben Johnson, and Anthony Lynn, Johnny Morton, and Dan Campbell called plays. The third quarter lull, our worst scoring period all 5 years.
I was going to say that for us, after halftime would be when Mike and probably Clint and others flipped it for us. Because if you notice, in a lot of the Seahawks wins, it was atrocious first half, even first, 1.5, first quarter and a half. Then we go in for halftime, it flips 180, and the adaptations are made.
And that type of play calling goes back even further. It goes back to Schwartz and Caldwell days, too, with Matthew Stafford. If you actually go back and look at Matt Stafford's stats, his passing stats, second quarter was his best quarter. His second best quarter was the first quarter. His third best quarter was the first. It was almost non-existent in the third quarter. The entire time. This has been a Lions issue the whole time is the third quarter. Halftime adjustment, not being made fast enough, or just something not clicking, or they changed something when it didn't need to be changed. You would see this
that's
where
the
they
thing.
overcorrect. And it didn't work. And one of the things I loved, and I just watched the interview, and I sent a couple clips of it to MDE so he could see it. Drew Petzing, the way he talked about why he got hired over McDaniel. He goes, well, I don't know what Mike McDaniel's background, but I think it helped that I was a quarterback coach, a running back coach, a wide receivers coach, and a tight end coach, and an assistant offensive line coach. I've been a run game coordinator and a passing game coordinator. The fact he's done all this on an offense, that means he knows every aspect of the offense as a coordinator. And that is why also, yes, Brenda Witt even says it. So sick of the third quarter.
So hang on, sorry to interrupt, Jeremy, just while you're talking about. So if he's had all those positions, how long was he having the positions for? Like,
when he was with Cleveland, he started out as a tight ends coach with them, and that was the year they drafted Njoku. And there was a specific game. There was a specific game where I can't remember who the two backups were, but they ran the ball extremely well due to tight end blocking because the O-line was trash. And they said, what did you do different to get them motivated. I started telling them if they don't start blocking, we're not throwing them the fucking football.
Yeah, fair point. No, what I mean was, did he have sorry, MDU, did he have continuity? Like he was this, then he went to this. Like,
Yeah, he
was there
did
continuity in it?
he did 2 years with the Cleveland Browns as tight end coach. Then he moved to running back, and he did that for 2 years. Then he went to Minnesota under Leslie Frazier, I believe it was, and he did quarterback coach and wide receivers coach.
Okay.
When he was wide receivers coach, he didn't have Justin Jefferson, but they did have Stephon Diggs and Adam Thielen.
Right. No, what I mean is, it wasn't just 6 months here, 6 months here, and then
no. It was at least 2 years at each position of the offensive unit that he helped with.
Right.
And then Josh Gannon gets a hold of him and says, "Hey, I just became a head coach. I'd like to interview you for offensive coordinator." Kevin O'Connell was coming in, and he already made a choice on his offensive coordinator. So of course he's like, "Well, hell yes, I'm in."
Yeah, right. Yeah.
So
no, I just thought the way you were explaining it, it seemed a bit scattershot. Like he was here, then he was there and there, but
he's coached a total of 13 years with only 3 years as an offensive coordinator.
Yes, that's what I was saying. I think I was thinking it was 10 years plus.
His first 2 years, he was an assistant coach and video game analysis guy for the Boston College Eagles. What's interesting about that is the offensive assistant coordinator at that time was Ben Johnson.
Right. Yeah.
They became best friends. He was a groomsman at Ben Johnson and his wife's wedding. So to me, with knowing that Declan Doyle had offensive coordinator interviews coming up to pull him away from the Chicago Bears, the coordinator for Chicago, Detroit sat there and we went through everybody, and nobody was quite a fit.
Yeah.
And then we bring him in on Monday, and we hear that Declan Doyle is going to his last offensive coordinator interview, and it was the second one with the same team, which usually means they're getting hired.
Yeah, or getting close.
We brought him in for one. He says the right things. He sounds like a fit. We look at what he did there. He uses 12 personnel and 13 personnel formation with tons of play action and moving parts prior to the snap, pre-snap motion, stuff that Ben Johnson did. And I'm not saying Ben Johnson formed that for him, but he learned it somewhere.
He had to learn it somewhere.
Right. So that's all stuff we did with Ben Johnson. And so that's the extra tackle, the extra tight end, a fullback every now and then. In the first couple of years, we still had Kabinda, and then he got hurt and broke his arm, and he went on to greener pastures, probably retirement, because I haven't heard him on a roster.
I haven't heard his name for a while.
Yeah, it's been 3 years now since he's played on. It's been on the field. He's maybe on teams rosters on the practice squad, but he hasn't been on the field. Who actually was a very good special teams tackler because he had a background as a linebacker coming out of Penn State.
That's right, he did too. Yeah. That's right.
Yeah, I know my players, and I know their background.
I'm not doubting you, brother. I'm like, oh yeah, shit, forgot about that.
That's why I'm real high late in the draft on certain prospects, because they fit what we do, and it fits for the future going forward, money wise, because it'd be good. Now that David Montgomery, after this season, only has 1 year left on his schedule, it would be good to get another power/speed back like him, a more north and south runner that has explosiveness, like knows how to break contact, a wrecking ball with legs, so to speak.
I like Montgomery. I like Montgomery a lot.
And at 5'11", 230 pounds, and a 4.5 40, I would love Chip Trayanum.
As I said, I haven't even looked. I've got
I wrote the profile about him. That's why I know.
Yeah, no, I know you did.
And what's great about Trayanum is he kind of had a path through college like Kabinda did from college to pro, but he did it in college. He was originally recruited as a 4-star recruit to Arizona State, but due to an injury, he got buried on the depth chart and wasn't going to start the next year, so he transfers to Ohio State. Ohio State had such a deep running back roster, and he was good at tackling on special teams. They moved him to linebacker.
Oh, interesting.
So he
Okay.
played for them 2 years, and in his last year of eligibility, all of the good running backs from the Toledo Zips and the MAC had graduated or moved on. I don't think any of them made it to the pros. So he transfers there, tries out against a 5-star recruit, and wins the starting job. In his first year,
Wow.
he has 112 carries, 1,185 yards, and 10 touchdowns. And
Wow. I guess the
the
5-star.
MAC is a defensive league. It is not an offensive league. So for him to pull off that in 12 games in a regular season
That's
and average
impressive.
5.6 yards per carry, and he runs with violence. He stiff arms like Montgomery Light,
Mm,
but he
wow.
runs through contact. He's low center of gravity, 630 frame. Because David Montgomery's 6'1" and 225. This guy's
Oh,
5'11" and 230.
I thought Montgomery was 6'3", but yeah,
No,
okay, I'm watching it.
he's
I'm watching him
barely
on
over.
TV. I'm watching him on TV where the camera always adds 6
The
inches.
helmet,
and-
the helmet adds 2 inches to
Yeah,
everybody's
yeah,
head
yeah,
on
of
a
course.
plate automatic.
Hey, Pac-Man.
Hello, Yoli. It's good to see you. I'm so glad you're feeling better since your accident. It's good to see you active. Here's your song, Early. Yeah, that song's hers. She's the only
I
one.
was going to say, that's hurting your speaker, JB. Don't do that too often. Or your mic.
Hey, that's due to her Hispanic heritage. I'm giving homage.
Absolutely beautiful to hear the Spanish. Yeah, absolutely.
Hey, really quick about Petzing. I just want to go back to what I said about coaches being adaptable. Look at what Petzing just did this past season with Arizona. They lost
Yes.
their quarterback. They lost their top 3 running backs.
Or
Okay, right. Okay. And their offense was still clicking because he was able to adapt. He was able to plug in what he had and make it work. Now imagine you're plugging in dollar store stuff and you can shop at Macy's. The Lions compared to the Cardinals are Macy's compared to Arizona being dollar store, right? So this guy's got weapons he's never had before.
Did you hear me? I'd almost say Neiman Marcus compared to the Cardinals.
But seriously, this guy, Sam Laporta, if you look at Sam Laporta coming out of college, Sam Laporta's physical attributes and his ability, he's every bit, if not better than Trey McBride. Trey McBride just set records in the NFL for a tight end.
2 seasons in a row.
That's right. So what do you think Laporta is going to come back healthy and ready to go? What kind of numbers do you think Laporta is going to put up with Goff? Goff?
Oh, God, that's frightening.
We have 3 other mouths to feed other than him, too, that are important in this offense.
But hang on.
You've got St. Brown, you've got J-Mo, you've got Tesla, if you want to say it the Slavic correct way.
But the thought of Laporta and Goff going off, pardon the rhyme.
Oh, that was good.
That's
scary.
Scarily exciting.
That opens up for St. Brown. That opens up for J-Mo. That opens up for Gibbs. It opens up for Tesla. It opens up for everybody.
So
that's what's so exciting about it, is that it does just widen it so much, MDE.
We know this is going to be a boring draft for the people that like skilled positions. I think there's only 1, maybe 2 running backs that are first grade worthy. There's only 1 quarterback, in my opinion, that's first round worthy, and that's the one.
Oh, you're being generous. I haven't got anyone at first round yet for the QBs. But I haven't done it.
Mendoza is the Heisman winner.
Oh, yeah, Mendoza. Oh, yeah. Sorry, I was forgetting Mendoza. Yeah, I haven't looked at him yet. But yeah, okay, that's fair.
He's a lot more pro ready than people think. Go watch some of the games.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to spending a couple of hours looking at him because I've heard nothing but raves. So I'm keeping an open mind, but in the back of my mind, no, good
he's
point.
A read and react quarterback. He runs when necessary, like when the pocket collapses, but he does know how to manipulate in the pocket from getting pressure.
So what school's Mendoza from again? Just remind me.
The national champion, University of Indiana Hoosiers.
It was the Hoosiers. Yeah, that's what I thought. I had Hoosiers in my head. Yeah.
Jeremiah Love out of Notre Dame is probably the only first-round running back. And I think he's going to end up with the Saints or Chiefs. And please let him go to the Saints. I would hate to see him go to the Chiefs. I don't want them to
it'd
get
be
better.
such a waste if he went to the Chiefs.
It won't be a
Oh.
waste. I think he's going to be.
I say waste, given my extreme loathing of the Chiefs, only bettered by my loathing of two other teams, being the 49ers and Rams. That's what I meant by waste.
There's about 4 or 5 possible first-round grades at wide receiver. There's only 4 or 5 at defensive end. There's 3 maybe at defensive tackle. There's 4 at offensive tackle. There's 3 at offensive guard. And everybody has that Emmanuel Presignon out of Oregon as the best guard. When I watch game film,
I watched him play.
Vega Ione out of Penn State.
Oh,
That's
Yes.
the best guard. And I posed this question in my chat, and I'm going to pose it here. So let's say you're the Lions GM, and you're at 17. All 4 of the edge prospects go before you. All 4 of the offensive tackles go before you. You don't want to reach for a second-round guy in the first round. You want to take best player available. And Ione is right there at guard.
See these 2 hands?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right. I would run to the podium. I would run to the podium. I would be just like Brad Holmes when he drafted Aiden Hutchinson.
I'd be breaking land speed records to get to the podium with that name on my card. I'm just
Do you
saying.
remember that 22? Do you remember the 2022 draft when, as soon as the Jaguars said the pick is in and they announced Trevion Walker, it wasn't 10 seconds after Walker got off the stage. The Lions pick was in before they could go to commercials.
Yes, I remember that. And we were sitting watching it on the Hawks Nest going, Jesus, they made up their mind. They waited for him to go and was like, yes, please. Yes,
And
I remember that clearly.
You heard the smoke show that they liked Thibodeau.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, he's interesting. But at the same time, Thibodeau, when they talked to teammates, I saw everything that Risden said when he went out there with the scouts and they talked to Thibodeau out there. They talked to his teammates and how he doesn't give 100% effort in practice and how he doesn't do this and how he doesn't do that. And that resonates with Dan Campbell. You go and talk to the University of Michigan about Aiden Hutchinson. He's first one in, last one out.
Yeah.
He was the defensive version of Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Yeah.
And that's why, listen, and what you just said is why the Lions have to target Logan Jones. They have to. He fits the mold of everything that team is about. He reminds me so much of Frank Ragnow when they drafted him out of college. Same pedigree. Yeah, he didn't win the awards that Logan Jones just won. I get it. But physicality, leadership, the ability to just understand what the defense is doing, that leadership, we need that.
Because in the last year that Tyler Linderbaum was at Iowa, he was a defensive tackle practicing against Linderbaum.
Exactly. And he was hand selected by the Iowa staff to move to center to replace Linderbaum.
Right.
Yes.
Exactly. And that's what I've been trying to tell everybody. I mean, they handpicked him, and he was made team captain his second year as a starter on the offensive line.
Yeah. And you can't tell me
all 3 years.
A school like Iowa, Penn State, Nebraska, historically, they get the pick of the litter for offensive linemen coming out of high school. They get to choose who they want.
Say what?
Why though?
Because they are a run first, ground and pound type of deep offense. They look for those grinders, the maulers, the guys that can, and they don't always have the best quarterback.
No. Well, they can't get the skill positions out of those states, so they build from the line out.
Right.
Okay.
And that's why you always hear like linebacker U is usually Penn State, Iowa, and LSU. Those are the.
I'd heard of it for LSU and Penn State. I hadn't heard the other one. Yeah.
Oh yeah, because Jack Campbell. That's all I got to say.
Yeah,
He
fair
got
enough.
the best linebacker of the year award
Yeah, fair
in
enough.
his third year. You know,
Yeah.
and every year. Last year, Anzalone only beat him out by 5 tackles. That's solo and assisted combined.
Wow.
This year,
only
he
5.
beat
Wow.
Anzalone by almost 60 tackles.
And can we admit, in nothing against AA, he's been great. Love his hair. I wish I had it. Right?
Mm.
Amen.
But Campbell made Anzalone able to do what he did.
The year before,
Campbell
yes,
made him able
Yeah.
to do what he did.
Yeah.
because he had somebody next to him to take up the slack.
Thank you. Yes.
And
Campbell
not
is
that Anzalone,
able. That's right. That's right.
Both of them are sideline to sideline defenders, not due to quickness, because of smart.
It is. And they played off of each other. Campbell will be fine. If Anzalone goes and plays with Aaron Glenn and the Jets, good. Good riddance. Thank you for your service. We appreciate you. Bye-bye. We're good. We don't need you.
Yes, and that's the other thing I didn't get to. They are tight end you, 100%.
Yeah, I knew
George
that.
Kittle. George Kittle.
I knew. Yeah,
Sam
I knew
Laporta.
I knew Iowa was tight end you, but the only two I said were Penn State.
TJ Droppinson.
Who?
TJ Droppinson, the guy we traded to the Vikings.
Oh, sorry, half asleep. I was like, huh? What is he,
TJ
foreign? No, sorry.
I had to load out there looking like Timu He-Man. I love it.
That insults He-Man and Timu, I'm just saying.
It does, and it's great.
It's the perfect burn, but it's a little insulting. But Yinzer,
Okay,
I judge not.
For the guys that, for simpler terms, TJ Hockendrop.
Oh, Hawkins! Now, if you had said that name, I would have known straight up who you meant, good sir.
Because
I was one of those fans
right.
when they traded him. I didn't get it because I thought, oh, he's supposed to be this wonderful guy. And then as soon as I watched him play for Minnesota, I'm like, okay, I get it.
Allegedly,
Yeah.
MBE. Allegedly, one of the good ones.
And just like for us, he shows up against mediocre teams and lower teams.
You're right.
And shrinks and tribbles against the great defenses.
Yep. Although I did have him in fantasy 2 years ago, and he did okay. No, a year ago.
Yeah, but that was his first full season with Minnesota, and the first season he actually was healthy.
With Darnold, he had Darnold as his quarterback, and Darnold fed off of him that year. Yeah.
Yeah. No. When because I took third in fantasy this past year with JSN as my first pick, and I got laughed at, and it's like. Yeah,
I was happy I got in the playoffs as bad as my team was doing.
I'm surprised I got third. It's like I was just half-assing it most days.
Oh, never change.
Hey, Yinzer, hang on. Jeremy, can I just speak to Yinzer for one moment? You like to talk shite? Take a seat behind me, kiddo. I'll teach you how to talk shite, as Jeremy will tell you.
I love when I talk shit because I use facts to do it, and it makes it hard for somebody to have a comeback.
It makes it hard for the rebuttal when you've got the facts behind you.
For the fans out there that don't know about Australia and its history, it actually started as a British penal colony. In other words, it was a prison.
He means prison colony, not penal in the other sense, you dirty
I didn't say penile. I didn't say penile. I said penal.
No, I'm just clarifying it with the accent, just to make sure we're understood.
Thank you, Megan.
Thank you for the history lesson.
But they eventually broke off and got their independence. But if you look at their flag, it still has the Union Jack.
Yeah, we're still the Commonwealth. We are still the Commonwealth. Yep. And Michael Dixon is the best punter. Fight me on this from Australia.
No,
God bless you.
I think it's a tie between him and Jackpot. I seriously do, because when we use Jackpot, he does the exact same thing for us. Pins people in the coffin corner and flips the field.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly, Yinzer. If you speak it with respect and love and not personal attacks, I'm with you, brother.
Amen. I knew Hawkinson was gone when I saw him checked out in the locker room after a victory. He wasn't buying Dan Campbell's juju. Yes.
Yes, yes. Hey, Yinza just called me cool. Can I just end this stream now? Yinza said I was cool.
No, we're not ending it. So
Day made.
So what I can ask is, you haven't even looked, so there's no sense asking you if you want to do a mock draft, is there?
I can do a mock draft just on spec if you
Okay.
If you want to. I haven't had a chance to look, but yeah, if you want to do one, Jeremy,
Let me say it live. Can I say it live since I only ever get to type?
Go ahead.
Ready?
Yes.
Mock me, daddy.
Ready.
Mock me, daddy.
You got it.
Don't tease me with a good time.
All right, we're getting ready to bring this up.
I need dinner and drinks before that happens, just so you know. But no, Jeremy, if you want to do one, let's do one. As I said, I'm going blind on this one, but yeah.
I get to be part of a mock draft.
I got it up in the middle of the screen.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
I am honored beyond belief.
So we know you're picking 32, so you got to wait.
Yeah, no,
that's
okay.
David Bailey to the Jets. I don't mind that. Jeremiah Love to the Titans to pair with Cam Ford. That's huge.
Yeah.
They're not going to do it. I guarantee you they won't do it, but that'd be brilliant. Yeah.
They might.
Now, I don't like giving up the 118 to move up, to let somebody move up. Oh my God, I hate it, but I love it at the same time. Look at this.
You trade with the Bears.
We go back 8 spots.
Why?
But you get 25, you get 57 and 241.
Oh, nice.
Francis Mawagawa. But wait, before we do that, I do got to say one thing. Look who's ranked number 7 now, who actually is a true left tackle if you actually read his scouting report here. Mr. Conner is one of the favorites to be the first tackle taken in the 2026 draft. His raw talent serves as powerful separator underneath a profile that becomes more refined at 6'5" and 304 pounds, as a combined athletic and power profile that's near impossible to replicate. And he heck all. Keywords there. Because they have already announced that Panay Sewell is not moving to left tackle.
He shouldn't. He's good where he
is either a right tackle or a guard. Right.
So
I think we stay right here and we take Spencer Fano. This is a guy that's ranked at the same exact spot that Panay Sewell was that draft right now.
Panay Sewell.
What do you think?
Do it. Panay Sewell was never left, was he?
He was a left tackle at Oregon his entire time. He was a right tackle in high school.
So where's he playing now? He's playing right, isn't he? Or is he?
He's been playing right tackle ever since Decker got healthy that year. And now we are to your pick, Megan. Let's go look
I can't
at
see
what
hang on.
needs are. Cornerback, center. I'm going to read it to you. Cornerback,
I was gonna say,
center, guard, edge, and running back.
Okay, can I have a look at
because you're losing, more likely you're either losing Job or Woolen or both, because they are both unrestricted free agents.
Woolen's gone. Job, I believe, is saying Woolen's gone, and Maffei looks to be on the outs. So, okay, Chris Johnson, what do we got? 6'1".
That's why Edge is up there too. But you got Chris Johnson here out of San Diego State, 6 foot tall and 190 pounds.
Okay.
And then you got Brandon Sissy, who's 6 foot tall and 190 pounds. But look at the PFSN cornerback impact rate. This is like their version of PFF.
PFF. So is that 90 or
is elite?
Okay, take him. Him, please. Brandon. I think. How many picks have we got for Seattle?
Michael turned invisible. Yes, he did. I'm having internet issues again. Yay.
I was going to say, is that you or me? Brandon, for me, if you can fix it, Jeremy.
Okay. Yep, no problem. That's what I was thinking with Brandon Sissy.
Yeah.
And yes, that's
I
how
mean,
you
Chris
say his name.
Johnson's
It's Sissy.
good. Chris Johnson is good, but that rating a little better. Oh my God!
I think Edge is easier for the Lions.
Speak of the devil,
It's
and
easier for the
MDE
Lions to
appears.
fill.
No,
Yeah, there he is.
no. I was going to say I was
We ended
for
up
some
taking
reason.
Spencer Panu.
For some reason, I thought of Satan, and MDE appeared. So that insults Satan, but whatevs.
He says like Joe Hendy in wrestling. I believe in Joe Hendy.
If I have to say MDE,
boy.
3 times like Beetlejuice, I'm going to be pissed. Just saying.
Hey, if I end up in Australia, let's go. Bring me. Let's go.
I am going to see Beetlejuice
All
the
right,
musical
so
in Brisbane.
We got
So
our
who we got?
tackle. You know where I'm going. You know I'm doing it, right, MDE?
You have
Giants.
to. There's no doubt. You have to.
I know.
Because if Brad doesn't, I think I might have a coronary right there and just be done.
He's going to rage quit
I know,
the
because we
Lions.
don't have a third round pick.
MDE,
All right, now you need still a guard or a center. And if you go by, there's a trade here to let you go back to 81 and get their next year's third because they have extras due to all the trades they made last year. Do you want this trade or no?
No, thank you.
No? Okay.
I like the idea of the third next year, but no, that's later down the line.
This one's only 7 picks back, and you get their next year's fourth. But I don't know if you want to do that because let's look at who's at guard. You got Billy Schrout, who is very good for Notre Dame, and Chase Casantas of Texas O&M. Both of them are very good guards. But it says center. You guys have had issues at center.
Jake Slaughter. Jake Slaughter, I just love the name. But
well, he is a good center, but there's a reason why this guy didn't have to go to the Senior Bowl because he's actually better than him. Parker Brailsford out of Alabama. He's a road grader and is a plus in pass protection. But so's Jake Slaughter. But Florida didn't have the same type of year that Alabama did either. So it's up to you. Which one do you want?
The one behind Jake Parker.
Okay. Yep, Parker Brailsford.
Brailsford. That's it. Yeah.
The reason why I stay away from Connor Lew like the plague is because he's had 2 ACL tears in his college career.
Yes. Someone was saying that. I like Slaughter purely for the name. I mean, could you imagine the fun Steve Rabel would have? Steve Rabel would have with that name on color comment or on commentary, but yeah, no, I'll take. Oh, okay. Who's that, Yinza? I don't follow.
Wait.
Sorry.
Okay, I'm going to get back to your draft in a second. As soon as this young lady gets to come on the stage, it's Megan. Hi, Megan. That's Mrs. Hacker, Austin's wife.
How are you?
Oh, yes. Hello,
we got 2
dear.
Megans on the show.
You?
I don't think you're. Oh,
I'm good, you?
I don't think you're taking this trade. And if you traded with the Packers, I'd probably have to.
Oh, no. Disown me for life if I trade with the Packers. Nope. Cheese eating monkey.
Okay, so let's see. You need an edge. Let's go defense here and see who's there. Let's go edge. My favorite guy. Anthony Lucas out of USC is here.
Okay, you said the magic 3 letters. Thank you. We're done.
I know. Okay. I thought you'd like that. He was their best defensive end on the team
Yes,
last year.
I watched him closely.
He can play.
I did watch him closely.
Yep. He can play at inside on the defensive line at DN, or he can play on the outside as a linebacker because he's at that tweener where he isn't quite too big or too small. Since my guy is gone, not Lucas. My other guy was Gabe Akis, is the guy I like. Do you want to make? Do we want to make this trade here? 'Cause I don't mind that going back 7th
Actually,
spot,
that's
giving
not
up our
bad.
last pick, but getting another pick in the 5th round. I kind of like
That's not
this.
bad. For
I don't
I
know
what you
would
who's
can
do it.
find
taking, and at this
I
point,
would
I
do
really
it.
don't. Yeah, we need
for
extra
what
picks. We have built holes to fill.
I was
That's
going to
the
say,
thing.
what you can pick up in the 5th round too. Why
Well, let's
not?
see.
I want more
Linebacker.
picks.
Oh,
Yeah, no, you need more
Lander
picks.
Bart.
Is that?
Here's another guy I love at linebacker, Lander Barton, 6'4", 236-pounder. That's like a perfect linebacker size. He's got
Get
excellent
him.
quickness. He doesn't have top flight speed, but he is a plus in coverage. I like him.
Brent Slaughter is my guy at the moment, but I haven't watched a lot of
If
tape on him. So
we can
yeah,
slot
as I said, I just love his name, if nothing else.
go
Hey,
back and
Ginger,
rewatch
while
the
this
Senior
is
Bowl on YouTube. It is on there, and you will
Yinzer, while this is going on, type in your daughter's name, her
feel
favorite
like
wrestler,
pick again.
because I love
Yeah,
wrestling.
that's what I was waiting for
Whoa,
too.
that is a haul. Back 12 pick.
It's the do it
Get the
for
2000.
your Seahawks, friend, because we
Yeah,
hate the
yes.
yeah, do it for the Seahawks, brother. Jeez,
No, they took an offensive tackle.
wow. They gave you that for an
And
OT? Really?
yeah, in the
Okay.
in the 5th round, no less. Now
Yeah, that's what I'm
we
thinking.
get to
Where
have
are we?
fun.
Okay.
Tariq Sapp. This guy is way underrated out of Florida. 6'3" and 275 pounds. He had 7 sacks and 13 tackles for loss.
What?
Uh,
Excuse me, Jeremy. It said the RAS was not applicable. What's the RAS?
that is the relative athletic score developed by a guy named Kent Lee Platt. He's also known as the math bomb. You know why after the combine and they crunch all the numbers and they say this
Oh,
is this
yep.
guy's RAS? That's that guy.
Okay,
That's
that's
that
what
number
that
you're
is.
looking
It's a
for.
stat. It's another stat. Okay. I just never.
And look, now we're up again. Now I get to go corner.
Now you get to
Yeah,
not quite back. Not quite
oh,
back to
there
back.
we go.
Not quite back to back, but still fun. Yes.
Deshaun Singleton, 6'2",
Yes. He's
212 out
another
of
one.
Nebraska. I love this kid.
Yep.
And we're up again shortly.
I set up for 3.5 days for the draft, thinking if this is our draft, I'm going to get some good sleep in between.
Right. Fuller, 6'1", and 201. That's not a bad size. Dalen Everett. This is the guy I like. He's got a real good motor. He knows how to work, and he's good in zone-heavy schemes, though, so he'd be an excellent slot just in case we don't sign Amik Robertson.
Is your
I think
cheetah
it would be
still
a good pickup.
available? Is your cheetah still available? Because I
Oh,
don't
yeah.
think he's really going to fall. Once he goes to the combine, he's not going to fall below 180.
Okay. I took him. I took the cheetah.
I'm just saying, right? You'll be there and you can see it.
Yeah. Hey, look, the Seahawks are up.
Oh, good lord.
So you guys
Sorry,
still need offensive guard, center. Let's see. Here you go. This is who you want.
Yes, I know that name.
Hey.
Yes.
Oh, Jeremy, I messed up. We should have taken Trey Zune. Oh, my bad.
That's right.
Look
Trey
at
Zune, you are a Seahawk.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
I
I'm
know.
sorry.
I had to be honest. It's who she should have took.
I'm sorry. Oh, my goodness.
Blame MDA for
That's
everything
okay.
else that I don't already blame him for.
It's okay.
Megan, you're
Sorry. Oh, sorry, MDA.
I love this
meant
kid,
that to
and
be-
after the combine, this kid is not going to fall to the 7th round. He's a
My
tight end
apol-
/ fullback for Indiana.
My apologies,
Got him.
MDE. I really thought that was my inside my head voice.
No,
But
Megan, I love the fact that you just speak your mind. It even though it humbles me and makes me eat a lot of Seahawk crow, I
I
love
was
it.
going to say, my grandma always told me it was the thought that counts, with birthday gifts. So I think it still counts, even if I don't say it. So, there's that too.
Sorry, we have the other Megan here to
Now
counterbalance. So
sorry.
we're okay.
Yeah, we have our Megan.
Which you told me was me. I'm offended. I'm kidding.
Megan.
I'm deeply offended, but thank you for giving me the guy MDE wanted for the draft. So, there's that.
Both great Megans.
Thanks. I think I
All
need
right.
glasses to see this freaking.
We got Lions
Jeremy's
Megan. That's
reading them.
our
I
Megan.
can't see them at all, even on widescreen. So, yeah. Looks like I'm going to get some decent sleep in between and not try to go 76 hours straight for this draft. These are our picks.
You can sleep dreaming of your Super
I don't
Bowl
know if you have
win.
another pick in the draft. It's 256. It's
I
near the end.
don't think we do. I know I'm dreaming of winning the Super Bowl in SoFi, so we can take one in Levi's and one in SoFi.
Oh, that's right. So I will download that. You had 4 picks this draft, so trading back might have been good early.
Yeah.
Yeah, but John Schneider doesn't trade back unless there's, having said that, he did for 9 for Charles Cross, unless there's someone really sort of flashing lights, ding, 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 this is who we're looking for, and we will go and grab him. That was fun.
All right. So now I am going to load our drafts in so we can see them up close and personal.
Man, I'm going to get the best night's sleep this draft ever. 4 picks spaced evenly apart.
But 4 picks, and you're done in the middle of the 6th round.
Nice.
So let's look at that. You got Brandon Sissy, cornerback out of South Carolina, Parker Brailsford, offensive center
can
out
I
of
take
Alabama,
a screenshot of that?
Anthony Lucas.
Hang on, JB. Can I take a screenshot?
I can actually send it to you.
Oh, that'd be good because yeah. So 32.
And Trey Zune. And I'll tell you why I chose Trey. He is the most versatile. He is the most versatile O lineman in the draft. That is a picture that I made for my draft profile I did of him. He's played his freshman year. He played left tackle, and he played it at a high level for Texas A&M. Sophomore year, the right guard gets hurt. He takes over that spot.
Oh, okay.
And does
so
good.
You can play 2.
The next year, the left guard gets hurt. He takes over and starts at that spot. And then this past year, the center got hurt in the spring game and was out for the season, and he filled in at center and became the captain.
So he's basically what I would call a lock and load player. Someone gets hurt, there's a fair chance he can cover. Is that what you're saying, Tim?
That is exactly what I'm saying. He was probably the 8th best center this year in NCAA.
Okay.
He's always been up there, but never right at the top. He's always been up in that good to great level.
Right.
So he plays all, and it's not that he has the quickest feet, but he has the best framework and good strength. As far as the center, because he's slightly undersized, he does get bull rushed by your overpowering defensive linemen. Your great big, your hog mollies, your 340 pounders that everybody gets.
Everyone gets by. Yeah. So how tall is he and what was his weight for Trey? Do you remember?
I remember. I think I read 6'4" and 296 or 303, something like that. Let me look it up because I have the profile. That is not a problem. I will look that up for you right now.
Thank you. I'm just thinking he could cover so many places or spots in Seattle, would be phenomenal. And how old is he? He's only just coming
23.
Out. Yeah, okay.
23, I think.
Okay.
There it is. I had the name of my article was Texas A&M Swiss Army Knife of the Trenches.
Yeah, that's what we need, the Swiss Army, Swiss Army knife in the
He
trenches.
he grew a little bit since his freshman year. He's 6'6" and 309 pounds, and his arm length is 32 and 7/8, which is why he doesn't project well to be a tackle in the NFL. But that's perfect for a
Little bit.
guard or center. He
Not
also has
T-Rex, not baby
yeah,
T-Rex arms, but still small,
right,
but manageable,
right,
manageable.
yep.
Oh,
He has a 9 and 7/8 inch hand, which is basically 10 inches, and he ran a 5'10" 40-yard dash, which is 0.02 faster than Tom Brady coming out of the combine.
Oh, yeah, you're talking me into him. I'll have to see if Brandon's. I know Brandon's done a little more scouting than me, but with our run, not much.
So
I'll have to see if
now
Brandon.
let's look and see what all we landed. We ended up with 10 picks.
Ephesians, right? 206 is a great name. I love some of these names, but that looks reasonable.
Spencer Fanu, Logan Jones, Lander Barton, Tariq Sapp, Deshaun Singleton, Kendall Daniels, Riley Nowakowski. It's great to have a Pollock on the team.
Yeah, go on,
Ephesians
Pollock.
Prysock. What a name.
Ephesians. That's a book. Hang on. Ephesians is a book in the damn Bible that I read
Yes,
from.
yes. His
Read
parents,
from
his
frequently.
father was a pastor, so he named him
Oh,
after
you
the book
think?
Ephesians.
Wow, I
Yep.
would never have guessed. Yeah, Chip.
But the last name Prysock with a P. That one cracks me up. But anyway,
Yeah.
it's Chip Trayanum and my sleeper pick in this draft for QB, and he's not invited to the combine, so he's like a true sleeper. Jack Strand, the 6'5",
Yeah, okay.
240-pound athletic quarterback out of MSU Moorhead, and these were his college statistics.
I'll be back in a sec, guys.
He completed almost 63% of his passes. He threw for 42 touchdowns. Only had 14 interceptions. 3,546 yards in 12 games. Rushed for 112 times for 288 yards and 5 touchdowns. First team All-American for Division II, and for all of the Division II and III, he made the second team All-America. He was the Offensive Player of the Year in his division. A Harlan Hill Trophy finalist. That in Division II is the equivalent of the Heisman.
I was going to ask if that was the Heisman. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
His career records for 4 years starting was 12,134 yards, 115 passing touchdowns, with 1,147 completions in his career. So that's
great.
well over a 11.8 per pass average.
So, okay, he only had 62.7% completion.
Average
Is that
quarterback
okay?
in the NFL is 63.
Okay, yeah, because I'm just thinking 62 and 3/4. Is that good? But yeah,
Hey,
63, yeah.
Number one pick, Caleb Williams, was 58.6 last year.
Oh, fair.
Just saying.
Yeah. I'm just thinking in terms of, statistics, 62% is, that much
But
beyond.
it's not horrible. It's average.
Right.
And you're talking about a developmental QB to sit behind and learn how to be either a competent NFL backup or a possible takeover for a starter 3-4 years down the road. You're not looking at him to start anytime soon, but you want somebody like that because it might be a difference maker if your quarterback goes down.
So do you mean like Jalen Milroe that I still don't understand why we took? Like what?
No, Jalen Milroe is more of an athlete than a quarterback to me.
How so? I don't disagree with that. I'm just
I just didn't like his game, the way it translated at Alabama. And let's face it, he got housed by Michigan last year in the bowl game.
100%, yeah. That's why I'm still scratching my head over that. Then Slam and Sam comes out and has the year of his life.
I said he was going to be good there. But he led in one stat that you want no QB to lead in, which was total turnovers on the season. Did you know that about Sam Darnold?
I didn't. I had heard vaguely
14 interceptions and 6 fumbles, 20 turnovers on him.
Yeah.
Yes,
Hey,
MDE.
can I ask a quick question off topic?
Sure.
Megan, how's Austin doing?
Oh, he's working a double. He's been at work since 10 a.m. this morning, and he is gonna get home after 11 p.m. tonight.
Well,
And you
it's
let him
great
take the
seeing
car
you.
today, so you didn't have to drive him, right?
He always takes the car.
Okay.
I
I
was
don't
going to say, is
drive,
that even a
so-
question?
No,
Did-
there was one day. There was one day she had the car because she had to go get him when she was on the show. She goes, as soon as Austin's out,
Oh,
I
I
got to
see.
leave. So that's why I said that. But you know what? Kudos to him on doing what's right by his family, taking care of
Absolutely.
paying the
Absolutely.
bills, being a good husband.
And that's why I wanted to shout that out. Just thank you. Just I know you two are a pair and I see you sometimes both together,
Mhm.
but you here just reminds me of what he's doing.
Yeah, he starts training. He got a job at a hospital, and so he starts training next week, like onboarding, and he's excited.
No,
I'm
that's
excited for him to get back into
yeah,
healthcare. You know,
Yeah.
he
absolutely.
got done dirty by the job where he was at before.
Oh
And
yeah,
all that.
for sure.
We talked about it,
We both
and
were.
and oh, you worked for him too?
I that's where we met. I got done
Oh
dirty by them
wow!
too.
And
Oh,
so you knew it would happen eventually. You just didn't know when with him
Yeah, I didn't get fired, but I quit.
over how they treat people.
Yeah.
Gotcha. You know
Hey,
what?
SJB.
I'm gonna. Yeah.
No,
Oh,
go ahead. Go.
Okay.
Go.
I'm gonna say this right now. More jobs lose good employees due to bad management than disloyalty.
Yeah, that's right.
100%. And that's been proven here in this country too. 100%. Yep.
It's a worldwide thing. If you have bad managers, you have a high turnover rate. That's all it boils
Mhm.
down to because they
Yeah,
either quit or get
100%.
fired all the time over stuff that's not their fault.
Mhm.
Exactly.
Megan, best to your family. SJB, let me ask you this. Can you imagine giving Mark Brunell a quarterback with tools and letting him develop him from the ground up? What that would mean to the Lions?
It's what I was hoping would happen with Hendon Hooker. And Hendon Hooker's story was so great because you heard about when Brad, while he was a scout with the Rams, he went back to University of North Carolina, Greensboro, where he met Hendon Hooker's family and
Yep.
scouted him since middle
Yep.
school because he was just sitting. After he met his dad, he goes, "Yeah, my son plays quarterback." He goes, "Oh, really?" Probably never said he was an NFL scout. He was there getting his degree
Exactly.
and started going to the games and watching them. And he saw this it develop as he grew up for 2 years. And everybody says, "Well, why would he do that?" I said, "Well, think about it. He probably had to do summer courses through early fall, and college does not quite line up with like high school semesters, like some
No.
people think.
Doesn't.
So he would be able to see like the first few games of the year every year, and he watched that kid grow up. He was invited back there after he went back to LA to come back to Greensboro to have Thanksgiving and Christmas dinners with his family, joining the Hooker family for those holidays. How crazy is that they became that close of friends? So when it happened, and Austin wasn't a part of the show yet, but Keegan, Will, Detroit Dom, Dirty Dom we call him, they were all in that Lions fan cave chat like we are now. Just before Thanksgiving, I did a special one on Wednesday because it was going to be a post game show on Friday. And I said, with him blowing out his ACL and he's going to miss his rookie year because of the background with Brad Holmes, third round, Hendon Hooker will be a Lion.
Nostradamus.
I loved Hendon Hooker coming out. I really did.
RBF Fred, good to see you, brother.
No, no, no,
Party
no,
can begin.
no,
Yep,
no,
here we go.
So even Megan's doing it very slightly. Like I'm resisting it. I'm resisting. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. No.
I know.
But I loved Hendon.
Ever since we lost that Thanksgiving, and the first time he saw me have to pay up my prop bet with Kitty Ken, because we did it last year, and I said, yeah, we're going to run it back for both games this year because it's only right.
What's he holding up? I can't see it.
He says every time, because I had to do the truffle shuffle because we lost to the Packers for Kitty Ken the following Wednesday.
I thought MDE owed me a truffle shuffle.
He says he has PTSD, and every time he hears the song now, it costs him $37.50 for therapy.
Oh, okay. I thought you owed me a truffle shuffle for dissing my birds, Mr. MDE.
$37.50 to Teledoc every time I hear that song.
Oh,
He remembers my
okay.
belly shaking.
That's why you were doing no. Okay, that makes
Thank
sense.
you.
RBF, I'm not going to torture him that much. Come on, he's already heard it 3 times tonight.
Hey,
Tonight, today, that's 6 times
hang
in
on,
one day.
JB.
Yeah, I know.
JB, to make it really painful for him for the Seahawks winning, it's got to be minimum of 12 times this evening, doesn't it?
It has been 6 this morning with the morning show. And
Oh, okay. So, good. Okay. No, you still owe me a truffle shuffle, MDE.
No. My bet was no.
He said he wouldn't do that, but he did guarantee that he would come on, and then he tried to.
Oh, okay.
Then he tried to hustle the bet and said
Jeremy
he'd shave his head.
You're lucky,
I-
Jeremy, remembers exactly because I was going to demand that. Hey, it could have been worse. I could have told you to drop your. I could have told you to drop your pants and do the truffles. No, I'd need to find my magnifying glass for that. So you're good. You're good. Somewhere, I'm sure if I give you enough of a head start to start practicing, I'll find it.
What he doesn't know is that his therapist contacted me, and I get 10% of this.
Oh, at least. I love how he vanished and expected us to all read the private chat, which said bathroom break, and it's like I don't read private chat.
He said he loves the way he breaks down when he calls in to the online therapy, and he owes me at least $3.75 each time.
Bare minimum.
Hey, Megan H, don't listen to any of this. This isn't a usual thing.
Hang on, time out. How sure were you that the Pats were going to beat us for the Super Bowl, brother?
Me?
I'm just saying.
Oh, look, he's imitating the hoodie. He's trying to emulate the Dark Empire.
Yeah, I'll answer those questions later. I don't want. We don't need to respond to that.
I am Sith. I have the Sith lightsabers here, brother. You don't even come close. I have the Sith lightsabers on that wall. So,
she's a big Star Wars fan.
Yeah, no, I know. We're gonna get on well, but yeah, you bet against the Seahawks, Nostradamus, completely.
No,
Megan H, help me out here. Hey, how you doing?
Megan wanted the Pats to win too.
I did.
Yeah, but Megan's cool. MDE is an idiot. Okay, I'm just going to... My mother, who never watches football, said to me, because she's been catching up on YouTube, anyone who bet against the Seahawks is an idiot. Ladies and gentlemen, I present
Hey, but you know what?
Not...
He can't be a total idiot because he said, yes, I was an idiot to bet against Nostradamus.
Yeah, that's fair. So 3/4 of a dumbass is still a dumbass.
Or as we say in the computer thing, instead of calling the customer an idiot when they would do something stupid, we said it's an ID10T problem.
Meaning, have you taken? My brother had one in IT where he was troubleshooting and he got so frustrated. He said, "Have you taken the computer out of the box, madam?" No, was I supposed to? I think we're done here.
The best one for me was the lady plugged in the monitor, but not the tower. My computer won't even turn on. I just get this RGB screen when I turn on my monitor. You know, with the old PC.
Yeah.
It would show the RGB settings thing because that's all you can get into because there's no signal. So I sat there and I looked in her box, and there it is, wrapped up in the corner of the box, right next to the desk was the power cord to the tower. I plugged it in, and I started it up, So because she was an elderly lady, and at that time, I think I was, this was 2013, so I was 43 at the time. I loaded a few things to help her computer stay running good because she wouldn't know to do it.
Yeah. You go ahead.
I had the glary utilities for cleaning up the cache and cleaning up the storage and keeping rid of the internet files. I did that for her. And then she sat there, she goes, truthfully, I don't know why my daughter bought this for me. I don't even know how they work. And I said, well, I kind of have a way to explain it to people who've never used one because everybody's driven a car and understands the basics of a car, but they don't understand the basics of a computer. And she goes, give it to me. I said, the CPU is like the engine. Your cores is how many cylinders it is. So if you have a 4-core, that means you have a 4-cylinder. It's economic. It'll get you where you're going, but you're not going to get there fast. Then you have your 5-core, which is the i5, which is a 6-core. That's a 6-cylinder. And then you have the i7, which is your 8-core. That's your Lamborghini. She goes, oh, I get that. I said, the motherboard is the transmission. It transfers the power to the rest of the computer. That's pretty basic. I said, and the RAM is the fuel. The more RAM you have, the faster it'll run. Right now, you are running at mid-grade, so that way you are efficient. It'll be quick, not fast, but it won't be slow either. She goes, oh, I like what I'm hearing. I said, and she goes, what's the hard drive? I said, for lack of a better way of explaining it, it's the trunk.
You put
all it is is storage.
Storage, yeah. Yeah. Anyway, JB, I would love to. I would love to stay and pay out MDE more, but it's 2:15 in the afternoon. I've got a few things to do before church. So, yeah.
I appreciate you being here, Megan. Thank you. Congratulations again to your Seahawks.
You.
Have a wonderful evening. Enjoy your weekend. I'm thinking 2 weeks before the regular season start, I am going to start my Saturday night baseball talk show.
Oh, count me in, brother. I'm a Yankees fan. Yankees and Mariners. So, both teams suck. But, hey, Yankees have got Aaron Judge. And if nothing else, I'm watching his back view, shall I say.
That way I got something to fill in until the fantasy football season starts again on Saturday.
Yeah, let me know. Let me know, brother. I'm in for baseball, but yes, I am an Aaron Judge fan, and I am an Ichiro fan for the Mariners. So yeah.
You won't like what I call the Yankees. I've been calling them.
I've heard what you call the Yankees, and I'm like, keep going, sunshine. And
the Yankees.
How many World Series do we? And occasionally a Blue Jays fan, because I really wanted the Blue Jays to end the Dodgers last year. And how many World Series do the Yankees have? I can't hear you.
They have more than enough. How's that?
Yeah, good answer.
26?
No more.
26?
Yeah.
26.
26, yeah. But yeah, count me in for baseball, JB. Yeah, let me know.
Okay.
For sure.
I will send you the link. It'll be probably around this time on a Saturday night. I want to say thank you to Megan. It's great to see you. How's your grandma doing, sweetheart?
All right. Talk to you
She
soon,
is
guys.
out of the hospital, so that's good. She still doesn't feel 100%, but she's doing good as of what I know from my mother. With her all day today, so I mean.
I'm glad to hear that. It broke my heart when you put that in the chat.
I can't hear you.
Where's that other Yankee fan, the lawn gnome? It broke my heart the other day to hear that she was in the hospital. Oh,
we lost her.
She goes, I can't hear. She probably had a phone call.
Lost connection, yeah.
Yeah. Because some phones, as soon as you get a phone call, it'll cut off StreamYard.
Absolutely.
Hey, from doing podcasting long enough, I realized this, and I don't get upset. I was like, oh, yeah, here she comes.
I heard nothing you said.
Okay, when that happened the other day, it broke my heart knowing that your grandmother was in the hospital, because I know what that's like.
Yes.
Oh, Yanks have 27. Thank you.
27. Thank you, Paul.
Hi, Paul.
Megan, prayers for your grandmother. Prayers for your grandmother.
Thank you. And if you could just, my grandpa's currently in a nursing home because of his hip. So prayers to him as well.
So your family's kind of been a little bit of
Yes.
a mess this year for you already.
So that was my mom's side that they have been dealing with this whole entire week from Monday, starting from Monday till basically yesterday or whatever day she got out of the hospital. And then my dad's, like my aunts and my uncles, have been going probably ballistic. I don't know. To take my grandma back and forth from the nursing home and back home. And
So again, I want to say thank you to everybody that tunes in. Paul, RBF, Brent DeWitt, Megan, because she saw that I had the link in there. MDE, of course. Thank you. Uh, everybody's wonderful. Both Megan. You know, yeah. You know what's funny is these days to hear that there's that closeness with grandparents like we had as kids. I love hearing it because there's a lot of families who don't, and it's increasingly getting worse as it goes down the road. And I don't know if it's because at one point a parent finally puts down their foot and tries to make kids start to mind again. I don't know what's going on and what's causing the division in families these days because I can't tell you. Because all I know is our family's very close knit, and every time we lose someone, a piece of me dies with them. And rest in peace, Tracy Scrggins. I am glad you're no longer suffering. That's the only reason why I'm happy for your family. They don't have to watch you suffer anymore. Because he was a part of that big CTE case back in 2016, and he had early onset dementia due to the CTE damage to his brain, which is the incredible shrinking brain disease, is what one doctor called it. Because as it progresses, you slowly lose parts of your life. You're not talking about just short term memory. You're talking about all memories, and it's awful. You'll have days where you have clarity, but they become fewer and further in between. And I'm going through it with my stepdad. The worst part for me, and it was back when my mom first asked me to stay here to help take care of him. We were going to the place he introduced me to back when he first married my mom back in 1985, Big John Steak and Onion. Big John Steak and Onion, that's all they serve is steak stuff for years. They just started getting into chicken and salads and all sorts of other crap. But it was a super steak and cheese with extra mushroom. That was what everybody always got.
also, this is off topic. I don't know if you guys
Yeah,
watch the if you guys watch the Olympics. I don't know if you guys do. Lindsey Vaughn, hard crash.
yeah.
She
Torn
needs two more
ACL.
torn ACL, and she crashed again. She crashed again, and then
She went
I
live this
guess,
afternoon. I watched her do an interview on Threads where she told a, a live thing where she was telling everybody she's doing well, she's in good spirits, but she's in a lot of pain.
but she needs two more surgeries. I
Yep.
even heard something about her leg potentially getting amputated.
There's a chance. Yeah, because the last crash was worse than the first.
Yeah,
Uh, what a shame. If that's what happened, what a shame because she's been one of my favorite skiers for almost 2 decades.
I'm with you on that. I wanted to see her downhill ski, but once she did that crash, I was like, that's the end of her career.
Yep, and then she tried to come back out without getting surgery. Is why it's so bad this time.
Yeah,
She re she tore her ACL, and they told her that she put on a knee brace and tried to ski again.
and she did. She put on a knee brace, did
I
some
don't
stri-
doubt that. Arsenal's got a very good team in soccer this year. If you watch the Premier League, but prayers up. And that's what I'm getting to. Anybody that's dealing
Right,
with a
yeah.
family member that has that dementia or Alzheimer's, either one. Alzheimer's is more short term,
Or the
uh,
start of it.
or at the start of it, or dementia is awful. That's all I got to say. Total character change,
Oh yeah.
the whole
Worked
nine
in a
yards.
nursing home for over 2 years.
Yeah, I don't know what she was trying to prove either. No, I did not get to see the skeleton run because I think I haven't watched a lot of the Olympics this year because I don't have a regular TV service. I use streaming services and I don't have my sports service up yet, and I hate myself for it because their pay thing was broken down. I normally use NFLHD.TV because I get all the sports for $99 a year, including pay per view.
I was just watching Skeleton while we were on the show.
Oh,
Yeah.
so you did see the.
I did.
Oh, look at that! It's a Bengals fan. That's awesome. When I say who day, I know who that is. I see the tiger in the little icon there. The little tiger. How will the Lions draft? It's really going to depend on what happens in free agency. I think we're better off getting an edge possibly in free agency and getting a developmental edge. We need a power guy. To develop. Oh, I'll take a look at it right now because I don't have Facebook up on the computer, but I do have it always up in my phone.
We know you do.
Oh wow, that is cool. That is cool. Jared Goff's not retiring. Is Burrow? Because he doesn't act like he wants to be in Cincinnati. Jared Goff, in this past year, invested in a WNBA team to come to Detroit. He proved he's fully vested in this city. Oh yeah, I know. They definitely need a new left tackle because Will Campbell isn't it with those T-Rex arms. Does Flacco? Oh right, I know. He would love to be in Cincinnati if that was the case. But you know, I remember when you guys signed Lyle Collins and he came to you guys, and right after he was signed, he did that press conference and he tried to use that line from what was the movie? Unnecessary Roughness, when the center looked at Scott Bakula and he goes, "They will not touch you, sir." When he said that to him, and then Lyle Collins looked like a revolving door at the right tackle position, and it was right in Burrow's face. I was like, he should sue him for slander. Burrow is 100% the reason why the Bengals win over their defense. No, that's Megan watching the Olympics, I believe, that we're hearing in the background.
Do I need to turn it down for?
You're okay.
Okay.
I am a Pistons and Tigers fan. Yes, I'm a Detroit homer, and I admit it. Lions, Pistons, Tigers, Red Wings. Used to love the Detroit Shock. Yep. Megan, the Aussie, is gone. This is Austin Hacker, who does my fantasy football talk show with me.
Taking his spot tonight.
And I don't mind it because we love Megan, and she's been going through a lot. She probably was lonely because hubby's working late.
Seriously.
See? So we get to be her company and go a little longer than usual, and I don't mind because there's no shows after me on the huddle. I'm a Dodgers, Lakers, Bengals, and Razorbacks fan. Ooh, Arkansas Razorbacks. I love Mike Washington Jr. this draft. But where he's going to fall in the draft is not where the Lions would take a running back this year, because he's going to fall somewhere between late second and first round. And Paul says, all Boston here. Hey, that's great. So you're a Red Sox fan.
Paul's more Boston than a baked bean.
Ah.
Paul's more Boston. I'm telling you, the American Revolution couldn't go through anything unless it went through Paul. Paul Revere couldn't ride if he didn't get permission from Paul. That's how Boston Paul is.
That's awesome, Vinny. So, Paul, I'm thinking like 2 weeks before the season starts, I want to start that MLB show like on a Saturday night. Maybe do it at like, I'll see what the slots are open for the Huddle Sports Network. But if they don't have a slot open, we can choose on a time that works for us. I'm thinking more in the middle of the early evening hours, like 6 or 7 p.m.
Paul, you're more Boston than a duck ride. You're more Boston than a duck ride in the Atlantic Ocean. What are you talking about?
He's more Boston than a clam bake.
That's it. There you go. There you go. Hey, his mom gave him blue socks one Christmas, and he threw them in her face and said, "No, I want red." It's true. That guy is more Boston. He knows I'm a Yankee fan. I'm a Yankee fan, so don't hold that against me. And he still talks to me, but he doesn't like it.
I don't think Akeem Messidor will fall to 17. I think he's going to go before that. I think he's going in the top 15 because there's more teams that need defensive edge in front of us than they need anything else. And there's only 4 good ones in the first round. Yep, Dodgers are 3 praying. Yeah, 100% they are trying.
Hey, SJB, somebody asked me earlier today, who should the Lions draft in the first round? And here's my honest answer. And back me up or tell me I'm wrong. The best offensive lineman available, period.
Yes. And I don't care if it's a guard, and I don't care if it's a tackle.
No.
Either one. Because, hey, if Sewell could learn how to play right tackle at an elite level when he's been a left tackle his entire college career, who's to say Hank Braley can't do that with a right tackle this draft?
That's right. And especially with the coaching, I really love the fact, I'm going back to it, Skipper, that continuity, bringing it all together, that knee-biting mentality. Skipper has that more than anybody we've had. Argue that way all you want, but Skipper understands what the Lions are all about. And if we get the right offensive lineman in the draft, we're good.
I'm going to be a pain in the... But Isaac Tesla, JB. That's who I'm going to draft, man.
All right. I love you. Have a good night, Megan. Tell Austin I said hello. I can't wait till he has time to be on again because I miss him being here.
Yeah, he misses doing this too.
I know. Now, I don't think that the talent drop off from the first round to second round in attacking talent, I would wait all the way to the 4th round to get another tackle. The second round talent and the 3rd round talent at tackle, other than maybe Jennings Dunker. But if I'm in the 2nd round with no 3rd round, I'm taking one player and one player only. Offensive center of the University of Iowa, Logan Jones. Because I am not letting him hit the 3rd round.
No. He won't make it to the 3rd round. No way he will.
I know.
No.
I mean, we've seen it already. When I first started doing these, he was ranked 159th by ESPN. He's already up to 75th, and the combine hasn't even happened. And he's still ranked above Jake Slaughter. And look at Paul.
He should be.
Iowa, Logan, yes.
Yes. That's right, Paul. That's right. How do you win the Nation's Award, the Remington, the best center, and then your offensive line, that you're the captain of the team and the captain of the line, they win the Moore Award for the best line? And how do you say
offensive center? Offensive center, Logan Jones.
Yes.
I said center. We need somebody to replace Ragnow. I don't think we're going to get Linderbaum, and I don't think we have the money to sign somebody like Connor McGovern. So the best we can do is get the next guy that I think could be the anchor of this O-line, and that's Logan Jones. All colleges I have: Texas, LSU, Ole Miss, Texas A&M, Tennessee, Texas Tech, Memphis, Kentucky, Mississippi State, and Mizzou. I don't think he's falling to the third round. I don't think he does. There's too many teams that need a center this year.
That's right. They'll never make it.
Think about it. The Bills may lose Connor McGovern. They're going to need a center. The Ravens may lose Tyler Linderbaum, and not because they don't want to keep him, because they can't afford him. And he's expected to make 19 to 25 million this year, according to Spotrac. Trey Zoom. If we can't get Logan Jones, that's my next best center in this draft, just because of his versatility out of Texas A&M. The fact he played left tackle, right guard, left guard, and center. Hands down, it would be stupid to not take him, because right now he's considered the 200 prospect according to ESPN. I don't think you let him fall past 118. Mookie, do you agree with that about Trey Zoom, the guy I talked about out of Texas A&M? He was a left tackle freshman year, right guard sophomore year, left guard junior year, center senior year. I mean, what more do you want to do? And he did it at a very, very high level in one of the best conferences in football. She just said, I didn't mean to leave. I said, it's okay.
Hey.
She said goodbye.
It's all good. Bye, Megan.
He may be, but he is the best quarterback this draft. Yes, I agree, but screw a Maggie's.
Hey, I agree with Paul. I think Mendoza is overrated. He's not the number one pick in a typical NFL draft, but teams are so desperate for quarterbacks. The Raiders are overreaching, and the Raiders don't have an offensive line to protect him. I don't know how they just build one out of the blue.
I said they should shock the world, trade back with the Browns or the Jets. Actually, the Jets. Trade
the Jets,
back with
because
the
Jets have the picks, yes.
Right, because they have the extra picks.
That's right.
Get
That's
that
exactly
second
right.
pick and possibly the pick later in this round to give them the first round overall and get a future third round pick for next year.
Yeah.
That's a perfect thing. Then they can sit there and let him go. Trinidad Chambliss might not have went back to college.
Listen, even if Chambliss goes back to college this year, listen, here's a name for you. Nussmeier out of LSU. That guy had a horrible year, but he was surrounded by crap.
Right. The wide receivers out of LSU were not as good as they have
They
been
weren't.
in the past. And it's not wide receiver you now that Ed Ogeron isn't there.
Exactly. Their offensive line was horrible. They had no running game. And their head coach, I don't care what anybody says. In the entire year, it was chaotic.
Breaking news, Chambliss won his case. He is going back to college at Ole Miss for a 6th year of eligibility.
That's right. So Blake Nussmeier is the guy you want to target. You can get him in the 3rd or 4th round. You don't have to spend. If you're the Raiders, you trade back. You do what you do.
And go O-line. You get that second pick, you know what you do? You take the best offensive tackle this draft. As much as I would hate that, they go Francis Mauagawa.
That's who I would pick. I mean, why not? If the Lions had the number 2 pick, that's who I would want. Let's go. Bring it.
That, or you go, they're not trading Max, because Max came out yesterday and got it down.
You called that back at the beginning of January. You called that.
I sat there and said, until I hear it out of Max's mouth,
that's right.
I don't believe it. And it started last week. He was on Colin Cowherd on Friday. He goes, I don't know where Jay Glazer got that from. We may be friends, but I haven't talked to him since before the injury.
No, you said that during your afternoon show, back when the news was first breaking. You said he's not going until he says he wants to be traded. Don't believe it.
Right. And I said there, I said, I don't care if it comes from Jay Glazer. I said, he's about as accurate as that post from Shefty during the 2021 draft that said that we were trading for OBJ.
Hey, those guys,
They
some of
make
those guys
mistakes
are
too.
accurate. They're great, but they need clickbait too. And they're throwing stuff out there for clickbait. Don't always listen to everything you hear. That's all I'm
No,
saying.
but literally, there was a trade made overnight between Brad Holmes and the Browns, and it was a movement of picks. And what was curious about it, because it didn't say that we had the Browns' 4th round pick yet. This is where it gets crazy. This is just before midnight after day 2 in the draft. OBJ, 10 minutes after that, removed all Browns players and Browns management from following on Twitter and followed every single Detroit Lions player and the draftees we just drafted
Wow.
within 10 minutes
Wow.
of me hearing that we lost that 7th round pick and gained a 6th rounder. I'm like, what's going on?
Wow. Wow. You guys know why Red Sox didn't do Diddy for big free agents. So
Because
go
the cap is
baseball.
coming. The cap is
Yeah.
coming.
Because the strike possibly after
Yep.
this year. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
I think you're exactly right, and I think that's coming.
So 7:30 a.m. I woke up early, getting ready to do my draft show, covering that draft. And lo and behold, there's a post by Adam Schefter on Twitter saying, breaking news, the Lions just traded their 7th round pick and their 5th round pick to get OBJ and a 6th round pick.
There you go.
Yeah, exactly.
No, yeah.
What are your thoughts on the NFL potentially creating teams in different countries? It's going to happen.
Oh,
fact that we have-
absolutely.
The fact
Did
that we
you
have
hear the
9
latest?
games.
The latest buzz is the Chargers are going to be the first team, and they're going to move to London. I'm not saying that there's any factual stance behind
Yeah,
that, but I've heard buzz.
That's it. Well, it's because technically the Rams owner owns the
That's right.
stadium of SoFi, and they pay rent to play there.
Exactly.
They don't
Exactly.
have all they have is their own practice facility. They do not own the stadium, so they
That's
have
right.
to split their revenue because of the rental
Yep.
with LA Rams.
Yeah.
And it would actually save that franchise a ton of money. But
Oh,
they
yeah.
have the least net value as far as profits for their owners. They get the least net value per year of any team in the league right now because of it.
Yeah. The second team that you got to watch out for is Jacksonville. They actually like playing in London. You don't think so?
But they just signed that contract and the new stadium's being built. So they're locked in for an additional 20 years.
Not built yet. Just saying.
No, they broke ground on it already.
I understand, but until I'm just telling you what I've heard.
Once they sign that contract, the owner's locked into staying in Jacksonville because that's why they broke ground. Because of the rumors that they were going to move to London, that's what took so long for them to break ground. Because they've been talking about building this stadium for 5 years. They said, hey, unless you sign this contract saying you're not leaving for 20 years, we're not building you a new stadium.
Okay. I like that, but my third wife also signed a contract with me, and I'm still on my 5th. Just kidding.
My next one will be my 3rd.
Just kidding. I've only had one. Just kidding. Yeah, I just know how those things work, and I mean, there's always outs, and there's always I never believe anything until it happens.
Right. I don't believe Jacksonville's leaving. But
No.
But I'll tell you a team that nobody's thinking about, and their contract with their stadium is up in 2 years.
Who?
The Tennessee Titans.
But they're building that new one right next to it.
Ground hasn't broke yet.
No, yeah.
Ground has not broke yet. Therefore, there's no contract signed.
No,
ground is broke.
Yep. No, I'm not dismissing it. What about a team like Cincinnati? Smaller market. Yeah, they got a history, but the ownership is weak. Do you think they do something like that? They just seem like the kind of franchise that doesn't have really a base. They don't really have a dedication to their fans. Cincinnati.
You could say the same thing about Cleveland. They left. They
Yeah,
just up and sold
no,
the team,
you're right.
became an expansion team in
Oh,
Baltimore,
I
and came
remember
back.
Colts. Yeah, yeah.
But the difference is Cleveland has broke ground on their new stadium, and the designs that I saw of it, it looks like an industrial solar panel plant to me. But anyway,
Really.
lots of sharp angles and everything
Yeah.
faces east and west, and it's cool looking on the side. But I was like, man, this looks like it could be a solar plant factory. Just
So one more for you. One more for you, and be honest with me, because I'm just throwing this out of my butt. Okay.
Okay.
With everything Chicago's dealing with the state of Illinois, and yeah, I know Gary, and they want to go to Indiana, Gary, Indiana. Are they a possibility?
They could be, but you know who goes out? What other state has thrown their hat in the ring now?
Who?
Iowa.
Oh, okay.
Iowa wants the team, and they put a bid in with Chicago too. And I said that actually makes sense too, just as much as Gary. Because if they go to the Quad Cities, Des Moines, Iowa.
Yeah. Yes, you're right.
All the highways go right through there. It would be a good location for them, and they, and granted, it's going to be a 2.5-hour drive instead of the hour drive to Gary.
Well, it takes 2.5 hours to get from New York City to New Jersey to go see a game in the Meadowlands, and they're only.
If you're trying to leave Detroit at Christmas time, it takes 2.5 hours to reach Troy from downtown.
No, brother, I'm from Detroit. I know. I remember.
You can vouch for it. I know.
Yeah.
Put it this way. I used to work for a delivery company delivering water bottles back in the 90s. It was Crystal Water Company. If you did not get out before schools let out at 3:30 during the Christmas holiday shopping season, you did not get out of Detroit. You did not hit the Great Lakes Crossings area until 5 p.m.
Oh, I believe it. I do.
At
I love
minimum.
the comments in the chat about let's go. California's too expensive, and the Bears can go to a different country. The Bears might be the most hated NFL team in the entire league. How do they rank, do you think?
I know that they were voted as one of the top 10 stupidest bands in the country. That might have something to do with it.
Yeah, very well could. Yeah. Yeah.
Caleb Williams had a very good year. And as I said on a Bears podcast last night in their chat, I said, congratulations to Caleb Williams finally breaking Lions QB Eric Kramer's passing record.
Lions QB. Yeah.
Yeah, I said it all that way already. And he sat there and goes, you know what's funny about that? We had Eric Kramer on here a couple weeks ago, and he literally was sitting there with the Lions koozie over his beer can.
I love it. I love it. Yes. Yes.
Like, how great is that? That our old QB that actually won a playoff game for us.
He did.
Hey,
didn't he beat Dallas? Was he the one that beat Dallas? Was Kramer?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we brought Rodney Pete in to face Washington the next game.
Yeah, I don't. Oh gosh, I do remember that. Yeah, and that was the field goal, right? Was that the field goal game?
No, that was the Eric Hipple game with Billy Sims back in 1984.
Okay. Yeah.
Wide left.
Oh yeah.
Wide left. We had a chance to beat San Francisco and go on.
Yeah.
And he missed wide left. And Eddie Murray was not a guy known for missing field goals.
No, Eddie Murray should be in the Hall of Fame. Eddie Murray, they called him money for a reason.
I think it's more Jason Hanson than Eddie Murray, just because of the length of time he is with us and the fact he was the NFL scoring leader for so many years.
You can't argue that.
Eddie Murray, maybe, but he didn't have any long distance records. He didn't.
No,
he wasn't the most accurate in a season, but he wasn't the most inaccurate. He had some longevity with us. I think he had a 13-year career, if I remember right. Maybe 12, something like that.
He was there. I just remember he was money.
17 freaking seasons.
Consistent. Paul, I'm sorry your fan wife is a Bears fan. Oh my goodness. That's gotta be horrible. That's gotta hurt.
I'd make my comment, but I don't want to insult you or your wife. I'll be nice.
Oh, I thought she had better taste than that because she married you. But apparently, I don't know. Just kidding, brother. Just kidding. Brother, I just want to say thank you for inviting me on. After Wednesday, I didn't think you'd ever let me back on your show.
Oh, you're always welcome.
Now, for you to let me back on, I really appreciate it. You know, we've had a great group, a great community, great crowd, great chats. So I really appreciate all you did.
Oh, I'll forgive her then. It's generational dysfunction then.
That's right. That's it.
All these teams should look different after the
They
season.
will.
Yes.
They will. Yep. Hey, especially the pack. The pack is going to look very different. Their wide receiver core.
Yeah, because it's saying they're not going. Rumor is they're not going to resign Romeo Doubs.
Nope, Dobbs is gone. Yep. Mm-hmm.
And I don't blame them.
Well, and just losing Naffley, their defensive coordinator, I think is going to change the defensive scheme they use, and that's going to make changes.
Yeah, because it took them about 4 or 5 games the first season with Hafley to get into a swing defensively, which we all predicted because it was a new scheme, it was a different look. Now you got a new coordinator again. I've heard you guys are losing Quay Walker, and you may be letting Gary walk too.
Hey, Jacobs isn't getting any younger for the pack. Love hasn't proven himself as a quarterback that can win games. I'm sorry. I'm not saying he's bad.
I think Josh Gannon's a good hire, but if I remember right, he was more of a 3-4 guy with Philly, and that's one of the reasons why they got rid of him, because they had so many linebackers. And yeah, Rasheed Walker is probably gone. But man, Minnesota has to prove to me they'll get a QB better than J.J. McCarthy before I'll say they'd be better. I know the rumors that I've heard from Vikings fans is more towards Kirk Cousins or Derek Carr now that he announced he wants to come back into the league, and the Saints signed off on him so he can pursue another team.
Let me give you a wild card name for the Vikings. If they go after a free agent, Malik Willis. Malik Willis has proven he can win in the NFL when given a chance.
But the Jets have way more money, and I think the Jets are going to pay Malik Willis.
You're right. And that was my original prediction, that the Jets would get him, but there's going to be a lot of teams on. And if I'm Malik Willis, would I rather go to the Vikings or the Jets?
Hey, Vinny, you are not the only one to say that. We were on Ken and Ken. I was talking with them one morning, and Ken says, I don't understand how we still have our special teams coach, Rick Bisaccia, because he was the one coordinator I wanted gone. And yet it's the only one there. Yes, I do like our coaching. I love the new staff. I love the fact that on top of getting Petzing, we brought in Mike Kafka. I think he's going to be our passing game coordinator, because I doubt they're going to trust it to first-year tight end coach, former assistant offensive line coach, Sean Oliver. I don't think he'll go there, because they're going to take Mendoza and they're going to want him to come in right off the rip. I see it happening, and I think it's a mistake. I think they should get somebody or let Gino start the season at least and let him sit a little bit and absorb the playbook some more.
Would you stick with JJ if you were the Vikings? Go Pack all day is saying they might stick with JJ. I don't think I would.
Oh
no.
Quezzy said that he wanted to stick with JJ, and then he was fired 2 days later.
That's right. I'm a Michigan fan, diehard Michigan, go blue. Love JJ McCarthy, but he's not an NFL quarterback.
And MD, I know you're a go blue Michigan fan like me, and I remember that national championship season, and he had that incredible run against the Cupcakes through the first 5 weeks, where he had like an ungodly 78.2 completion percentage, a whole bunch of touchdowns, and only one interception on a very bad throw, by the way. The guy was wide open and he short-armed him. But right after that, as soon as we got to the meat of the Big Ten schedule, he fell off a cliff.
No, that's right. And then our running game carried us. Yeah. Yeah, the running game and the defense. Yeah.
And I said, if you look at what he did against top 25 defenses, he was a handoff merchant. He wasn't allowed to throw more than 20 times a game in those games.
Harbaugh was smart to play to his strengths. That's right.
And that was even during the 3 games that Sharon Moore coached, which got him the head coaching job, which was a mistake.
Yeah, it's, the whole Sharon Moore thing. Maybe someday, maybe this summer after the draft calms down, we can do a show about Michigan, Sharon Moore, about coaches. That's another conversation, right? Because as a man, I feel sorry for his family and all that he went through. But going back to J.J. McCarthy, he had a chance. I know he's been hurt, and I know all this, all that. But doesn't that prove he just doesn't have the toughness, physical, not mental, the toughness? Doesn't that prove it?
Mentally tough, yes. And if I remember right, the reason why Cade McNamara had to start the year before the national championship run was he got hurt in practice and couldn't play right away. And as soon as he got healthy, they benched Cade McNamara and made JJ the starter.
Which they shouldn't have benched McNamara.
No, McNamara was a better QB.
I thought so too at the time. I really did.
But at the time, Iowa didn't have a really great offensive line other than Lindenbaum. And that's where he went. He went to Iowa.
Yeah.
And Iowa, they've never had receivers. All they have is a tight end every year.
Well, yeah. They're corn kids. They're drafted. They're signing what they get out of high school for the most part. They got Nebraska. They got Iowa. They got some in Illinois. That's what they got.
You love Fridays, don't you? You don't have to go to bed early.
Well, listen, Friday is probably the best night of the week only because of this show. I've really enjoyed this for what you've done for us all football season. I hope it just carries on this summer because you've done a great job. Thank you for what you've been doing for us.
The only thing I might cut down to is I might go to Monday, Wednesday, Fridays during the daytime show just because until free agency anyways.
Yeah.
Because it's just been getting lean. But I do know I won't be doing a show on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday a week from next week. Because my ass is going to be at the combine.
That's right. Well, I know and we all are looking forward to hearing about your adventures and everything you do. Can't
I'll
wait.
tell you what, as soon as I get back to the hotel each night, I'm probably going to go live.
Nice.
That way I can give updates 40 times, stuff like that, the stuff I wrote down. I have a list of people. If there's one guy you want to have a draft profile done, no matter what your team is, Paul, Vinny, go ahead and put it in. And I will make sure I pay attention to that guy at the combine and give my thoughts on him each night, whatever position it is.
Nice.
Oh, I will give a shout out.
Yeah. Keep us updated when you're going to go live. Give us that notice.
I will always set it up where there's a 2-hour window before I go live. I like doing it that way. That way people can see the notification saying, hey, Jeremy Lynn's live at 8 p.m. or 9 p.m. or 7 p.m. or whatever.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm asking for what guy you want a draft profile for. I'll write it for you, and I'll post it into one of my things and add your team as one of the possible targets. Give me a name, because I have the whole list of combine invites. I actually sent it to you the other day, MDE.
Yeah, I haven't looked through it yet. I was like, wow, you got the whole list, and I haven't had a chance to look at it between work and just jumping in. And
there are only 7 kickers this year at the combine.
Interesting. Huh.
And one of them, of course, is the guy that was pretty accurate for Michigan.
I was going to say, Zendeja, or no, not Zendeja, but gosh, he's like a Zendeja.
Caden Wetjen, he's a running back, correct? I'm trying to remember. I think I remember seeing the name somewhere. Any of the O-line guys that look good and could possibly fit Pat. MDE can forward you a few of my O-line draft profiles that I've sent.
I will. Paul, I will. I'll send you some of those links. Yeah. Paul, if you got Trey Zune late in the second round, do you have I think the Pats have a second round pick.
Yeah, I think it's third or fourth round is where he'll end up going right now until what?
You know what? I'd almost steal him though, JB. I'd almost steal him.
Okay.
I mean, I'm just saying, I don't know if I'd wait because they got to wait until the end of the third. I don't know if he'd be there as much as I'd like the Lions to grab him. But you know what? That's the thing with the offensive line. Sometimes the guys you don't think about and you don't know their names, they just get the coaching. They're good. They just need to be in the right environment.
Some of the other late bloomers I've seen that I like is DJ Campbell, offensive guard out of Texas. Chase Bissonitis, he's not an unknown. He is known. He is one of the better guards this draft. There's a couple others. I love doing this stuff. I love doing the draft profile stuff, as you can tell by how I write about it, MDE.
Passion. Love the passion, brother. Love it.
But I do think there's two guys in the middle rounds that you could take that would be a solid linebacker, whether it's a 3-4 or a 4-3, because they are off-ball linebackers. And if you're looking for a middle linebacker, it's Lander Barton out of Utah or Aiden Fisher out of Indiana. Either one of those guys, very smart, very always around the ball type of guy.
Yeah, you've been on Fisher. You've been on Fisher for a little while.
Yeah,
I
love
that.
Aiden Fisher.
Yeah.
And you know, when I had the choice when they were right there, though, I'm taking Lander Barton due to size.
No, I get that, but it's not always about that. It's about who's available when you're picking, and then you got to look at the pedigree of where they're coming from, what program. You can't discount winning a national championship on a team that went from the worst college football team in history in
And
2
then had
years
2
to a
years.
national championship. That's right.
They went what was it, 11-1, including the bowl game, the one or 12-1, including the bowl game the year before. Their only loss was in the college football playoff.
That's right. Yeah.
And then they backed it up and did it again this year and didn't lose. And they're the only team to have the bye week under the new format and go all the way.
And last year at the beginning of the season, they were picked last by Big Ten media.
Yep.
And they
Here's
went on
the
that.
Here's the other crazy stat that Indiana can now say that no other college team for football and basketball can say. They are both the first wire-to-wire winners in two sports.
That's right. Yep. You can't take that away. No. That's a good point. Go, Pat, go. Who you want your team to draft and who they actually draft can be completely different. And that's why I like what we're doing with the Lions here with what JB does in the mock drafts. You're not drafting flash. You're not drafting what the masses want, the pretty little shiny toy. You got to draft need. You got to just build from that line out. That's what I really like.
And you'll see me. I talk about edge, and when I'm doing it on my solo show and I take my time and I actually go through it, I look at edge. If there's none of those great edge players that are there ranked before the Lions pick, and the next one says 34, I'm not picking them at 17. I'm not doing it. Van Ness, I heard they would. Jordan Morgan was the one that shocked me that year, the offensive tackle out of Arizona. That was the one that shocked me. Spencer Panu is probably the second best tackle this draft and he's also him and Mawagawa are the only true left tackles in the first round.
Yeah, he'll be gone in the first 20 picks.
And that is why I picked him at 17 when he fell there, because he never does. He never does. You can ask. He's been watching me. I've never been able to get Panu. It's always Lomu, Proctor, and once in a blue moon, I'll get Mawagawa.
I've probably seen 45 out of the 51 drafts that you've done mock, and that's a raw number, but I've really watched. Today I didn't see it so much because I had customers coming in. What are customers doing interrupting your mock drafts while I'm trying to work? That's not fair. But
rude.
No, it is rude. But you've been very consistent, and he's always gone, usually by the time you get the pick.
Yep. Matthew Golden is a solid first rounder. Maybe they passed to him more now that Dobbs is gone. I'll tell you what the problem with Dobbs was. It isn't that his hands are so bad. It was that major frickin' Guardian helmet with its own gravitational pull, pulling the helmet pulling the footballs to the helmet first. That's why he had so many drops.
I'm laughing at
Oh.
that. And if you look at my head, I got gravitational pull. And I'm laughing at that because that's probably true.
Yeah, I did see the ratings on the 2025 draft pick. They had us as 9th. I was actually okay with that. And then the NFL issued a statement and said, "Pay no attention to report cards on draft day because it is considered offensive." Dunker's a stud too, but he's not going to be first round talent. He's a right tackle. He has short arms and he has okay footwork. He was one of the better tackles this year, but that's college. With his shorter arms, he may translate to a guard. Colin Oliver of the Packers was drafted injured. He might be really good when he actually plays. Yeah, that's the other thing. A lot of people want to throw a guy under the bus because they come out of college injured and still get drafted. And you really can't grade a guy till his 3rd season. Unfortunately, for Ennis Rakestraw as a 2nd-round pick, and he's never taken one snap in an NFL game. Thank you, Paul. I try to do a lot of game film. I try to do a lot of studies, and I read other people's draft profiles too. But I formulate my own opinion off of game film because what I do is I'll ask people that I know that follows a team, what was this guy's best game and what was this guy's worst game, and I'll watch those 2 games, not just the highlight reels. Highlight reels is only going to show you somebody at their best. Yep, sometimes a player starts playing well in their 3rd or 4th season. And some players don't get playing. Absolutely. That's what I mean. On an average, your guys that end up being first-year starters 9 times out of 10 are drafted in the first 3 rounds on day 1 and day 2. After that, it's a crapshoot. And out of those first 3 that get a chance to start, it's actually only a 68% chance that they'll fail, not be good. It's only a 32% hit rate in the first round. MDE says he's sorry his computer acted up and froze. In baseball, I know who is good by watching them. I don't pay attention to ranking it. Oh, I know. Some of the ranking sites are bad. Uh, yeah, I don't pay attention to rankings either. PFF, they're really good at trench play on the offensive and defensive side of the ball, but all the rest of their rankings are like meh. So I don't take a lot into that. And using fantasy football rankings to judge a player is awful because the way some of the scoring is. What about actually paying attention to stats? Well, that is why after talking to MDE prior to the show that night, when you popped in, I mentioned it. But I love talking baseball. I love talking sports in general. I know football like you know baseball. And so I need a stronger guy in baseball to help me because I may not know exactly what somebody's talking about. But I played the game in high school. I actually started when I was, I was 8 years old when I started playing baseball. And it was my first year. That's not T-ball, that's Little League. And I'm standing on third base, and my mom says, "Smile for the camera." I smile, and they say, "Play ball." He throws the ball, line drive. I take a shot right to the Nuggets. Every man within 100 yards of that baseball field went, yes, rankings in baseball or football really depends on type of scoring, 100%. So that was my start with baseball, was taking a baseball to the Coneys, to the Twig and Berries, whatever you want to call them. And I think my eyes rolled in the back of my head and I screamed and howled. But guess what? The guy was out because the ball never hit the ground and it stayed lodged in my groin. I had to pull it off. So as my coach saying, hey, way to stay with the ball. Played through high school and paid league stuff. I played a little softball, played in a few tournaments up there, played blooper ball as I got older. I don't hit or run anymore. Screw that. I'm too old for it. But guys, it's been wonderful talking to you. Thank you for watching. Try every day to be a better person than you were the day before. That's the only way to make the world a better place. It starts right here. Much love. Take care. And until Monday, have a great weekend.
This is a Huddle Sports Network broadcast. You can find us on Roku TV, Amazon Fire TV, Facebook, and of course YouTube. Get all your NFL news here first.